Hello everyone, welcome back. We hope you had a good weekend and enjoyed the first couple of videos here on Hotel School's online community. For those of you who are wondering how to best access our videos, you can subscribe. There's a button, a red button should be just down there, which you can click, and then you have access to all our videos, all our content, which we will start to post every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. I'll still be sending out reminders so you won't miss any, but there will be much more to come, so stay tuned. But as promised in our first video, I said that there will be other people as well delivering videos to you, and there's someone super special that I'm very excited to have on the channel that you all know very well. So I'll just let him do his thing. Here he comes. Enjoy. Bye.
Hi everybody, it's Chef Michael here. It's great to be with you, or be in touch with you again via Hotel School's online community. I hope you all are doing really well and finding ways to support yourself and others around you in this strange world that we find ourselves in. I know Hotel School is looking for new ways to support you over the coming weeks, and I'm really delighted to be a part of this. So what are my aims for this video? I thought about this, and what I'd really like to do is to continue a conversation with you on food and cooking. You know, cooking and food are such huge subjects, and their impact on our health and well-being is really huge as well. So I'm aiming to explore this with you over the coming weeks via cooking videos, recipes, and links to some really great resources. Our success really depends on knowing what works for you and what helps you. So, please be in touch and let us know how we can help. Right. I thought it might be a good idea to revisit the kind of 5 foundations of health and well-being that Donna and Zoe put together or referred you to. And just as a reference there, there are the 5 areas. So we have mind, being active, learning, giving, and connecting, not necessarily in those order. I thought it might be good to address each of those with a link to food and as a kind of, food for thought. So for starting with mind and food, I can't help but thinking about taking a mindfulness approach through food. So what does this mean? It could be as simple as simply focusing on the activity of cooking when you've got the opportunity. And when you're working with food, my sort of thoughts about mindfulness are that it's about listening, but not just about listening with your ears, it's listening with all of your senses and bringing yourself into the present moment. So what's going on with the color and the texture of the food that you're working with? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? Really focus on those elements in the present moment and let go of the other stuff that's going on in life or with your life in the moment. Being active. Food presents a lot of really great opportunities for being more physically active. So I think of shopping, for instance, and carrying shopping, walking to the supermarket and back. These are all great bits of exercise and can really help to improve our strength, our mind, and our core strength as well. Some of the things that might work in terms of being active: organize the kitchen. Housework is, like, for me, is hugely beneficial in terms of a physical workout. So you might want to start in your kitchen. And lastly, in terms of being active, I have 3 words for you: cooking, cooking, and cooking. So cooking is great exercise if you haven't discovered that already. Get into it with your body and let it be an opportunity to increasing your activity and your exercise in the course of your day. How about learning? The heading of learning. I'm thinking about this quote from Julia Child, who you may know was instrumental in introducing Americans to French cooking in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And she has this great quote. I love it. It goes, so I'm paraphrasing, but it goes something along the lines of, great chefs aren't born, they're made, right? So none of us pop into this world as a great chef. We really have to learn as we go along. And I probably mentioned to you before that 90% of what I've learned with food and cooking has to do with making mistakes. So let that instruct you. It's a powerful instructor. Nobody likes to make mistakes, but it's a really great way of learning. Other ways of learning that don't necessarily involve making mistakes is reading cookbooks, for instance, recipes. Sometimes I just go through a cookbook of recipes and visualize them as I'm going and use it as kind of food for thought, food for my imagination, and just keep expanding my knowledge and awareness around food. Watching YouTube videos, maybe that's kind of obvious, but there's lots of really good stuff out there, and there's so much to learn. I think about when I was going to cooking school too many years ago to tell you, of course we didn't have that. So we were really dependent on having access to people in the know. And fortunately I was able to go to school, but now there's so much knowledge and information and inspiration out there as well. So make good use of it and find the sources that really nurture you and feed you in terms of instruction and video. And finally, under the heading of learning, I would suggest socializing it. So have conversations, talk with friends about what you're doing with food and cooking, and ask them what their approach is. If you're running into a problem, open up to a group of friends and see what you have to learn from them, and also what you have to teach them as well. Okay, under the heading of connect with others, I kind of just mentioned an example there, but food is, as we know, is a great way for connecting to others. It's a challenge now, isn't it? Because we can't be in the same room with them unless we're living with other people, a partner, friends, family that you're living with, or other shut-ins. But there are creative ways of getting around that as well. So for instance, you might try a virtual meal together with friends via Skype, FaceTime, or do a Google Hangout. Why not? Give it a try. And it can be over a cup of coffee and talking about food. It doesn't have to be as a bigger production as cooking a whole meal, but see what works, and let us know what works as well. I'd certainly be eager to learn from you. And then finally, under the heading of give, giving is well, in my experience, is just hugely beneficial, and it doesn't, again, and maybe you found this, it doesn't have to be complicated. Simple acts of giving, in my experience, have been some of the most powerful experiences of giving that I've had. Food, of course, gives you an opportunity to give, and you can start at home. Give to yourself, cook for yourself. There's a generosity towards yourself that's really powerful, and I would say essential. We can't just be giving to others all the time. We have to feed ourselves, literally and metaphorically. So cook for yourself and cook for others. If you are living with others or sharing a space, there's an opportunity. If not, you might consider cooking food and leaving it with friends and neighbors. But of course, following guidelines in terms of how that's safe to do. That's probably enough on those 5 topics or headings. My suggestion is to keep coming back to these 5 foundations like a kind of mantra. I'm finding it really useful myself in terms of organizing my approach and my thinking, and letting the other stuff kind of fall by the wayside and using it as a way to focus. So in kind of closing or summary, I just want to say welcome again. It's so great to be in touch with you, and it's been said again, and I'll say it again, Hotel School is here for you. I'll be back with more videos and tips and ideas about food and cooking, and I really look forward to sharing that with you. And who knows, there may even be a Chef Michael intervention or 2 to come along. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.